Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Sportsmaster here, back with another video on the channel, and today we have a NASCAR video. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything related to NASCAR on the channel, but this is a very special and important video. We're going to be talking about the Championship 4 and what to expect from the final race, the Championship Race of NASCAR, which is going to be at Phoenix Raceway. Your Championship 4 drivers are going to be Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano, two Penske drivers. We have Denny Hamlin, who races for Joe Gibbs, and we have Chase Elliott, who is part of Hendrick Motorsports. So this is going to be a video about the story of these four drivers, how they got here, who I think is going to win. And yeah, guys, this is going to be a lot of fun. Let's just hop right into this. Let's start with the Championship 4 drivers. So we're going to start with the Penske drivers. Let's start off with Joey Logano. So Joey Logano won 2 out of the first 4 races, and then obviously COVID came around and the NASCAR was put on halt for 2 months. And since NASCAR came back, Logano was not the same. He was not winning races. He was not contending for wins like he was. He was solid at several tracks like Daytona, wasn't able to win there. And he had several races where he probably could have and should have won, but he wasn't able to. But when it came down to the important moments, Logano clutched up. He was able to defeat Kevin Harvick at Kansas, which is one of the most important races of the whole season, one of the best races of the season, and that punched his ticket into the Championship 4. So the next Penske driver is Brad Keselowski. So Brad Keselowski, he was a clear third place in the championship hunt. So Harvick and Hamlin dominated the whole season. Everyone knows that. But Keselowski, with 4 wins, was the close third. He was like the sleeper pick to win the championship. And he found himself into the Championship 4 just by 1 point. And yeah, this is kind of what many people were expecting. Keselowski has been a great racer. People need to learn to respect him. Obviously, he said a few things that even I disagree with, a lot of people disagree with, but you still should respect him. He has a lot of things that you should probably listen to. And Championship 4, Keselowski trying to look for his second NASCAR Sprint Cup championship. So the 2 drivers we just talked about, Logano won the championship in 2018, Keselowski winning the championship in 2012. The next 2 drivers have not won a championship in their career, so they are very hungry for this one. Chase Elliott. He's a very young racer. Everyone knows him, obviously, because of Bill Elliott, his father, and Chase Elliott has been a very good driver, especially at road courses this season, winning several important races at the road courses, and won himself into the championship into the final race in a must-win situation at Martinsville. Clutch win for him. It was kind of between him, Truex, a couple other people, drivers are technically people. Anyways, yeah, he was able to win, clinching himself into the Championship 4. He was never a favorite to even make it here, but he did. He made it here, and now this is his opportunity to win a championship. This would be huge for NASCAR, as he is the most popular driver in the field. Alright, so the final driver in the Championship 4 is going to be Denny Hamlin. So Denny Hamlin dominated the season along with Kevin Harvick. Multiple wins, over 6 or 7 wins. I don't even remember. There's so many to count. But in the playoffs, Hamlin has not been as good as he was in the regular season, but he is the clear favorite to win it all. And this is a very storied driver, a driver that has never won a championship in his career and is seeking for one so badly. He really wants this. You can just tell by the way he's raced, putting his heart, putting all of his effort on the line. And yeah, we're heading into Championship 4 race, Phoenix Raceway, and I'm very excited for this. Now let's go ahead and talk about some other storylines heading into Phoenix and what happened in the playoffs. So another thing that I definitely want to bring up in this video is Kevin Harvick. So as many of you know, Kevin Harvick absolutely dominated this season, almost had 10 wins, winning 9 races, the best season since probably Jimmie Johnson's 2007 season with his 10 wins, and we'll talk about Jimmie Johnson obviously later in the video. Kevin Harvick absolutely dominated the year, for sure, lock into Phoenix. And was expecting him to get to Phoenix, the final race of the year, and, well, he didn't get there. He had a bad Martinsville race, which obviously was the last race that happened, and that was enough for him to not make the playoffs. For him not to make the championship course. Sorry about that. But on the final lap, he was down by 1 point. He needed that one more position to win, to make it into the Championship 4 race, and this is what happened.
Can Harvick do it? The final turn. He needs the position.
Oh, Harvick spins the 18.
Turns into the 18. He turns as well. The 18 crosses the start-finish line, and Harvick is going to be out of the playoffs.
This would eliminate Kevin Harvick from the chase, and that made it so that he had no chance of winning the championship. Absolute heartbreak, and this is where I'm going to talk a little bit about the chase format in NASCAR. So the chase format in NASCAR is that there's a regular season, and if you win at least one race, you are locked into the playoffs. So as I just said, Harvick won 9 races this season, and that's absolutely insane. So he made it all the way to the round of 8. So the problem with NASCAR's chase format is that if you have 1 or 2 bad races, it can end your whole run at a championship. Wins don't even matter as much as they used to. I mean, in the regular season, obviously wins are really important. If you win 1 race, it's important, but if you win 5 races, it's just like consolation prize. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it helps you with playoff points and stuff, but who cares? If you just have a 20th place finish at one track, it's going to end you. Now, you might say that's more competitive, that's harder, but the problem is you can finish 10th all year. Every single race, you can finish 10th, make it to the round of 8, win a race in the round of 8, and you can make it to the round of 4, and then have good luck go your way and win the championship with, 0 wins. We saw it happen in the Truck Series. You can have 0 wins and win the championship if you're consistent, but there's a point where you can't even be consistent and you can still win a championship. As I said, you can finish 10th, win a race in the round of 8, make it to the round of 4, have some luck go your way, and you can win 2 races and win the championship over guys like Kevin Harvick that won 9 races, and he's not even in the conversation anymore. That's just absolutely insane. Now, following Martinsville, people were debating whether to penalize, NASCAR was debating whether to penalize Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin. So Harvick obviously wrecking Kyle Busch. You're not supposed to wreck anyone on purpose. He did do that on purpose, but it was obviously for a good reason. It's not like it was retaliation or anything for no reason. Now, Denny Hamlin, at the end of this race, he was falling back like a rock, and he was up by 1 point, and his teammate, Eric Jones, was told not to pass Denny Hamlin. Now, this is technically a violation of a law. We saw this happen in NASCAR before, like the Spin Gate a couple years ago with Truex Jr. and Clint Boyer, but this is different. This is not telling someone not to pass you. Like, that's kind of insane. That's kind of crazy, and NASCAR decided not to penalize Joe Gibbs and Denny Hamlin for, letting Hamlin get into the round of 4. Like, if Eric Jones was not a teammate of Hamlin, he probably would have tried to, make the pass. But obviously teammates are a different thing in NASCAR, and Jones isn't even signing with Joe Gibbs next year. I saw some comments on a YouTube video about, penalizing Hamlin, and people were just like, why didn't he just pass him? He's not being signed by Joe Gibbs anyways. Well, first of all, that could cost you a chance at a ride next year, and I kind of agree. Like, why don't you pass? Why didn't you pass Hamlin in that position? Obviously, Eric Jones, a young driver, still looking to gain people's respect. That's his decision, whatever. He decided not to pass. Hamlin, obviously, making it to the round of 4, and Harvick fans and Harvick disappointed yet again after this chase format is absolutely terrible and it needs to be fixed. And I wish we could just go back to the old format in like 2004. I was not lucky enough to, watch those years of NASCAR. There were obviously the glory days. They were top 3 sport in America. And Jimmie Johnson Jimmie Johnson dominated from 2006 to 2010, and that's when NASCAR stopped getting their popularity. The chase format changed and people just stopped watching after Jeff Gordon stopped winning. Johnson started winning. And you know what? This is where we transition to talking about Jimmie Johnson. So as many of you know, Jimmie Johnson has announced retirement from NASCAR and heading into Phoenix, which probably will be his final race of his NASCAR career. Now, Jimmie Johnson said that he will go to IndyCar. He will race a couple races in IndyCar. I'm not really sure how the details of him racing in IndyCar, if he's racing full-time, I'm not even sure anymore. But Jimmie Johnson's last race in NASCAR, obviously this is kind of sad. Obviously him winning 5 championships in a row, 7 total championships. In my opinion, the greatest NASCAR driver of all time. Pretty sad. One of my favorite drivers of all time also. I think Jimmie Johnson's career needs to be celebrated. He's a great person, and this is definitely going to be sad. One of the greatest, figures in NASCAR, and this is going to be sad, but we're going to have to live with this. Jimmie Johnson fans, I'm sorry, but it eventually had to happen, and today was the day. Or not really today, I guess. His final race this Sunday is the day. Get ready for that. That's going to be a heck of a race. We get to crown a champion. We get to see who wins the race, which might not even be the champion. We get to celebrate Jimmie Johnson. We get to see a lot of things go down, obviously, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But I'm pretty sure that's going to wrap it up for the video, guys. That's all the headlines that I had to cover for this video. Several drivers obviously getting disappointed for not even making it close to this point, like Ryan Blaney. Who else? Truex, he could have won with under 50 to go. He was leading, got passed by Chase Elliott, who obviously is now in the championship 4. This is going to be a lot of fun. I might make a race recap of Homestead. Or I'm sorry, not Homestead. It used to be Homestead, the final race of NASCAR. Phoenix. I'm still getting used to Phoenix. I wish it was Homestead, because Phoenix, there's always guys that dominate Phoenix, like obviously Kevin Harvick. And then there's guys at Homestead who there's really no one who dominated. Obviously Kyle Larson's always been good at Homestead, but we all know what happened to him this year. But yeah, let's not sidetrack. That's just going to end it for today's video. This was a lot of fun covering NASCAR's topics. Obviously Jimmie Johnson, in my opinion, the biggest one. But Jimmie fans enjoy this. Elliott, Logano, Keselowski, Hamlin fans enjoy this. And everyone enjoy this. This is going to be a heck of a race. Have fun watching it. But that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed. Peace out.